I was 13 years old when I first got canceled. I remember summer break had just started and I had some new people walk up to me. They approached me and they said, "Hey, do you want to play Minecraft with us?" I really wasn't all that socialized, so I was excited to hear that proposition. And I really enjoyed the opportunity. I thought it was such a great thing that they wanted to play video games with me. So I held some respect for these people. And we played Minecraft for a while. A couple days went by. And then I log on one day and I ask, "Hey, does anyone want to play?" And this one kid, he just up in nowhere calls me the F slur. And I told him, "What the heck, dude? I thought we were friends. I thought you were a Christian. What are you doing calling me this?" And I did use the word whenever I was telling him not to do that. Because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to. I was 13 years old. And he made a group chat with every friend that I had at the time. And he sent them a screenshot with every other message blurred out but me saying that word. And all those kids said, "What the heck, you shouldn't be doing that." The same reaction I had to him. And I never talked to any of them ever again. I had one person reach out to me, and thank God she did, because that put an image into my mind that I wasn't worthy of friendship. I was somehow broken. And this exhalation from the tribe, I was essentially separated from everyone that I had grown to trust. And I automatically had put the blame onto myself. Cancel culture is so inherently dangerous because it allows people to establish that they have some sort of false moral superiority over someone else. And therefore, that other person should be deplatformed. You see this a lot, particularly in male activists right now. You see a lot of people just get completely thrown off the edge of a cliff, figuratively. They get labeled as a misogynist. That word gets thrown out a lot because of their views on the family unit. They hold the set of beliefs that the traditional stance that the feminists have fought over since like the 20s wasn't actually that bad of a thing. And society preaches so often that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but they tend to take the people with this opinion and try and slide them into the bin. You're a misogynist. Why are you still posting on Twitter? You're the scum of the earth. You're the bottom of the barrel. Get out of here, dude. That's what society's doing to the men who hold these values. Guys, I need you to think about this. If a society wanted everyone to adhere to their opinion, what would they do? They would silence the opposition. I currently hold the belief that feminism is the biggest psyop of our generation. I think that they've been misled onto this path that's been going on for 100 years now. And it's not their fault, but I definitely don't think that they should be deplatformed. To deplatform someone that doesn't share my opinion, that's pure evil. When Jesus was dying on the cross, he didn't sit up there cursing everyone who tried to kill him. He sat there and he said the phrase, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." If Jesus can plead forgiveness for the people who oppose them, who are we to not forgive? Who are we to say, oh, you said something a little too controversial. You're banned off of every social media. Oh, you're fired from your job. Go live under a bridge and ask for handouts. That's the only option you have. No, we can't do that. So, the question is, what do you do when you get canceled? Say you take some sort of stance around your friends, or maybe you make a bad joke and they just try to do away with you. And they say, hey, that's messed up. And then they all block you from everything. They never talk to you again. Those aren't really your friends. Whenever you take these controversial stances, and you actually believe in them, and the people around you react negatively because you believe in this thing that isn't so popular to believe, and they maybe believe the exact opposite. If they hate you because of that, that means that you're polarizing yourself as a person. Imagine yourself as a magnet, and there's two sides to the magnet. Maybe you start in the middle. If you've never talked to someone, then they always view you as the middle of the magnet. And maybe you keep your views at the center. Maybe you never say something controversial. And the people that look at you, they see that you don't really stand for anything, and they don't think negatively of you, but they also don't think positively of you. It's like they look at you, oh, John, meh. That's what they think of the people that aren't polarized. And maybe people at the middle will attract the other people at the middle. But it doesn't make sense to want to be viewed as meh to the people that you cared about. Whenever you polarize yourself, people will either choose that they like you, that they like your personality, what you bring to the table, or they'll choose to dislike you. But they're making a choice about you, and that's what matters. So whenever you say something controversial, polarizing, and your friends have never experienced that part of you and they react negatively to it, then don't let it affect you. We're in a time right now that you can choose your friends more than ever before. We have access to the internet. The world is so big, there's like 8 billion people. You can't just let 10 people ruin your life. If you're always chasing the validation of those same 10 people that just don't match with you, then you're going to be burnt. You could say you do become the person that they like. That's not you. And it doesn't really matter if they dislike you. Think about it. Maybe they're the only people you have access to in school. When you graduate from school, you never see them again. Maybe you work with them, say you switch jobs. It doesn't really matter what they think of you, does it? So if you say something that's polarizing and they react negatively to it, then just find people who will react positively to it. That's the true way to overcome being canceled. You can't be canceled if you don't care what the people think that are canceling you. Say they exile you, great, I have more friends. These people don't mind that I have these opinions. Maybe they share my opinions. Either way, they're going to fight for me, and they care about me a heck of a lot more than you did. So if you don't give the person power that's canceling you, then it really won't work out that way. The problem is, say you work some 9 to 5 and you said something that was polarizing. Unfortunately, you screwed up. If you're providing for a family and this job's basically all you have, it's kind of forced upon you to lick the boots of your boss. So you unfortunately can't be polarizing and reveal your true self if you do have these controversial opinions in a workplace. Because if your boss reacts negatively to that, they can fire you, and that might actually ruin your life because you have all these financial burdens. But if you're working a 9 to 5 and you have some flexibility, maybe you have some money saved up, and you want to be your true self, say you have cancelable opinions that oppose the norm right now, you can find ways to make business on the internet. YouTube is a very good one that rewards you for controversial opinions. Jordan Peterson recently got his license suspended, his doctor's license, for comparing the transgender transition surgery to a lobotomy. How he holds the view that it's just as dangerous as those were, and that the people who perform these surgeries are criminal, which that's an opinion. It's not like he's being a bigot here. Maybe he's wrong, maybe he's right, but they took away his license for it. They said, you're a psychologist, you're stupid for having this belief. We're not going to let you teach anymore. You're fired from your job, essentially. And the people on the internet loved him for his opinions. They loved him for his honesty, his bluntness, how he fights for what's right. And he gets paid $200,000 to $300,000 every single time that he goes up to have a speech. If you're in a position where you can work your skills to be loved by the internet, you have a lot of opportunities. Say you don't want to put your face on the internet, you want to stay a little off grid, you can start an online marketplace. We have so much access to starting businesses online. That's a good way to become your own boss and stop having to lick the boots of your boss. Say that you did really mess up and you said something in the heat of the moment that you don't really believe to try to make other people laugh, and you get canceled for that. If the people really care about you and you really care about them, an apology can go a long way. As a man, if you mess up, you should apologize for it. It doesn't make sense to keep your pride high and sacrifice your relationships because you want to be right all the time. If you genuinely messed up and you vocalized something that you don't really believe in, or maybe they changed your mind and you realize that something that you said was morally wrong, and you feel convicted and bad about that, if you just give a heartfelt apology to these people that apparently care for you, if they really do care for you, they're going to accept your apology. And then suddenly you're back in the tribe. And maybe that was a good tribe of people. If you were genuinely wrong, they're like, dude, that's messed up. I don't want to hang out with people who are like that. You don't have to just throw them away and not care about them. Whatever you do it your way, unapologetically. It sounds corny, but if you're not living the way that you want to live, then you're probably not going to be a happy person. If you're living as someone else, then GG, you know? Alright, guys. Hope I changed your mind. Cancel culture. I don't want to be like, oh, I was a victim, but I kind of was. And it didn't feel great. And it probably doesn't feel great for anyone who's facing this exhalation. So, the next time someone says something you don't agree with, instead of choosing to verbally rebuke them and make it so that they never see the light of day again, maybe you can choose to forgive. Thanks, guys.